Welcome back. Now, of course, Nigeria celebrated their independence on October 1, and if you are anywhere not on that rock, you would know that a movie did premiere on that day, titled October 1, and I have two stars from that movie right here in the house to talk about their experience there and probably talk about Nigeria in a bit. How's it going? Can I call you Mr. Wa? I just saw the movie, so I'm actually still just smiling about it. Kehinde, Bankole, thanks for coming here today.
Thank you,
and Rockbo, what are they doing? Good to see you, man. We'll go way back.
Thank you. Yep.
Very long time. We're in university together. That's why so I've been claiming him everywhere I go. How has the response been? Let's start with the response. Since people who have seen the movie, what do you think they have been saying to you?
So far, I've been getting amazing feedbacks. People are excited, really, and they're talking about it. Normally, you just see one or two people say, "Oh, I saw you in. That was great." But this one, they're tweeting at me. They're talking about it.
Because you have been in the industry for a bit. You've done Super Story, which is, of course, like a legendary classic.
Yes,
thing
and they make reference.
Yeah.
It's like with this one, they now say, "Oh, I now remember you from this. I remember you from that." And I'm like, it's really exciting. I'm enjoying it. Yes.
Yeah. Demola, you are sort of still new in the industry. This is your first feature film, I want to believe.
Yeah.
How has it been for you? Tell me, to have such a debut was such a massive production.
Yeah, I didn't expect things to be happening as fast as they're kind of happening. People are sort of responding to me on a level which I didn't really expect, you know. I was surprised at the feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the movie itself now. It's a very interesting, I mean, when you hear October 1st, the movie, you would expect it's some political movie. And then you go in and it's a totally different experience. When you got that script, what hit you the most?
I was laughing. There's a lot of comedy.
It's a funny movie.
Yeah, I was. The process of selection made me feel that everything was also going to be so serious. It was going to be political. I probably was going to have to do a lot of research to understand when Awolowo was born and all that. But I opened it and I smiled at first, and then I was laughing, I was giggling, and then I was like, I can't wait for all of us to then sit down together and read. And just as I had expected, when we all sat together to read, everything came together. The intellectual parts, the funny parts, everything just came together. It was amazing.
You played such a major role in the movie for a first time. How did you get that role? How did you land it? Let me use a different word.
I have a very simple approach to this thing. I've just basically been approaching, industry leaders that I have access to. And for a long time, of course, Kunle has been attempting this thing for a while, and it keeps getting better every time. So I'm a budding director as well. So every little clip I do, I send it to Kunle, have a look. He used to criticize me, very raw truth criticism. So I didn't really think he had me in mind for any projects. But when this came up, he gave me a call, said I should come and read, and I was just stunned. I was stunned by the script.
Yeah, the twists in the movie now. I mean, you watch it, you kind of think you know what's happening, then you're like, okay, this isn't what's really happening. And then there's all of these twists and turns, and there's also a religious undertone to it. Were you ever worried about anything with politics and religion? Tell you what happened with the last half of a Yellow Sun movie, which was banned for a while and then released. So you don't want to strike too many nerves. Were you worried about any of that?
Initially I was, but then I realized that acting, you're depicting someone else's reality.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily what's happening to you. You're being a voice for someone. The only part I worried about was there's Boko Haram, there's the issue of Western education, which we touched.
Yeah.
But we touched it as someone's opinion, and it left everything to debate. So what we're doing is, whatever the issue of Nigeria is, let's not sweep it under the carpet. Let's bring it forward for debate. So everything we talked about there wasn't conclusive. It was open for debate, open for intellectual,
Yeah, it's actually very interesting that you talk about that, because we found out that the villain in the movie, who we found out is a villain in the movie, ended up being a villain because he wasn't talking a lot. It's like, so there's the importance of talking and being expressive and letting people understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that something you can relate to personally?
Well, in what way? Like,
generally, I mean, your life with Nigeria.
Yeah, well, you do have you do have to kind of you have to make an effort to fit in around here. You can't be too outlandish. So yeah, I think I can relate to that definitely in my personal life.
Let's talk about the cast now in this movie. I mean, you see the poster, you see all of these greats in the industry, and they were basically just wakapas in the movie. How did you feel seeing all of these legends? Kanayo, Deola Sego, who was a debutant as well in the movie, but she's such a colossus, if I might use that word, in entertainment and fashion in Nigeria. who just had like, I mean, bit part roles, but you guys were like the stars of the movie. Did that say anything to you?
What I realized was that we could have, the younger generation that was, the new actors, that budding actors anyway, that was the lead as you suppose, weren't really the lead. We just had the larger part of the message to deliver. And then the people who have been doing it, they're capable, they've been doing it, had to be the ones to cap it off.
Yeah.
That's why we have the likes of Kanayo, we had the likes of
Sadiq Daba.
Sadiq, yes. The bulk of the work is not in the volume of how many scenes you're appearing, but they gave them the things they gave them for the importance and the implication of those roles. It couldn't have been given to just anyone. So it's not about the volume of work. He did a lot of work. Sadiq Daba did a lot of work. But some people just had to come in and give just that flavor that was theirs. And that was just what made it unique and connected all the dots together. So there was no wakapas, no lead in the long run. Everyone worked hard.
Please, is Afonja as funny as he is?
Oh my God, he's hilarious.
He is.
He can be quiet.
I just remember him now.
He's quite hilarious.
He was funny.
He was the oasis in that desert, man. Honestly, without him, it could have been very grave.
Oh my God.
It could have been a very grave film without him.
Yes.
Where was it shot?
Yes.
2 locations, Lagos
And Akure.
yeah.
Okay, how long was the shoot for?
6 weeks.
Roughly, yeah.
Exactly 42 days.
So you guys were all together for that long, or everybody had their scenes and?
Mostly.
Yeah, I wasn't really needed till day 10, but I went from day 1 because I wanted to learn.
Mostly,
I wanted
everyone
to see.
was available on ground.
What was the hardest part for you to play? Without giving away too much. I mean,
Without
what was
giving away,
Yeah.
my own end bit in the story, where I ended my own journey in the story, was the hardest.
What about you?
Maybe just the layers of the character that I had to
Keep peeling
portray.
off.
Yeah, I had to. You have to deliver one layer completely, like all the way through. So it's not like bits and pieces of the other part can keep seeping through. So that was the only challenge for me.
Let's get a little more personal with you now and your career and all of that. Where are we going with your career now? Are we doing more movies? Are we doing more TV?
With my career now, we're doing different TV. First,
Explain different TV.
Yes, different because my work is taking me places, and my work is also, it's simply art, and it cannot be, there's no form to it, except the form that a producer or a sponsor finds for it.
Yeah.
So I take different forms depending on who's sponsoring at that time. So currently, I'm going to be doing a lot of TV that is different from things I've done. I've done some things as I was coming up, especially grassroots level. So I'm still going to stay grassroots level because those are the people that found me, they made me. I have to be on local TV. Whatever the name of the local TV is, I have to stay on local TV. And at the same time, I'm doing things that are going international, soap opera-wise and whatnot. And also, some endorsements are coming shortly. Different things that hasn't
Why is
haven't
local
done
TV
before.
so important to you?
Because that was where I found expression. It also means that that was what I was watching to say, oh, I need to get on this. I need a job. I need to be on TV. That was what I was seeing.
Yeah.
So if I take myself away from there, the people that made me won't be seeing me anymore. So I know that I just continually have to stay there. Yes, yes.